Oh, hold on. Hello? Where's my camera? Hey, there's my camera. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. I'm excited to get into this Candela Obscura business. I've got my green lighting going, you know.
Nothing happens for a reason. It's absolute fucking chaos.
I just realized my captions aren't working again. I changed my setup a little bit, everybody, and yeah, every time I change stuff breaks. So let me just try and fix those real quick. Okay, hopefully that will start working now. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome for those reading the captions. The green is very spoopy, exactly. You know, we need some spoopy vibes for Candela. Got to match the Candela source book. So just to let you know, give you a bit of a heads up of how today's stream is going to run. We're going to be doing a live flip through of this book. I've read about 50% of it, I'm going to say, and I'll talk about my first impressions so far. Obviously, I haven't read the whole thing, so I can't really give like a full proper review. We're going to do a little flip through of this. I don't know if there's like any assignments in the back. I'm not sure, but if there is, we won't look at those because I don't want to like spoil things for people who are going to be playing it. And then we're going to, spend some time talking about the upcoming episode and speculating and all of those good things. Yeah, if you're watching the YouTube VOD of this, usually there's a bit of preamble, just kind of like chilling, chatting and stuff. So I will put a link in the description. I'll put a timestamp in the description of like when we officially kick things off, because we're going to do our dice roll and everything first, and it's been a while since I streamed, so I want to catch up with everybody. So that's how that's going to work. So I want to say hi to everybody in the chat first of all. Hello to Natalia. Thank you so much for the sub. Ollie, welcome. Tari, hello. Team Hildebrand. Titan Bone to you as well. Litterbox, underneath, hello. Jewel Dragon. Cassius, yet it is. Balinar, hello. What Jane says. EK, thank you so much for the sub. Got my first month gifted to me, but I've been here for 12 months on top of that. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now you get you would have got the shiny rainbow badge already. Elise, hello. Welcome. Nora. Courtney, hello. Marek, happy Thursday. Generation, hello. Renee, scrolling. Nora, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Generation as well. That's very nice of you. Hey, Kadel. Won't be able to join in tonight. You're celebrating your birthday. Hey, happy birthday. Everyone say happy birthday to Kadel in the chat. Happy birthday. I did see that message, Cassius. Thank you. DM Kusu, hello. Tim and Daisy, welcome. And over on YouTube, hello to Diggadog, Faderick, and Eldridge. Yeah, I'm trying to. I've not been streaming very much recently. It's getting to that time of year, when things are getting super busy. Everything at my day job is getting really busy because we close for 2 weeks over Christmas. So then I have to like prep for that, get everything done for that. So it's been a very busy time. My kid's also been sick. So he's actually home today, so I will be taking pretty frequent breaks to go and check in with him, make sure he's okay. He's currently playing Raft. He's playing his first PC game. Little PC gamer. Very cute. New clips could use more volume. Yeah, I think to do that, because it's all coming out the one source, like the music and everything, so I think I have to turn this down. And then turn this up. Then I'll turn this down a little more. Yeah. One day I will like have a proper audio setup where I don't have to like feed everything through a single source, but that's the way it is. Remember Us is still my favorite. Yes, so what I've decided I'm gonna do is I've got very, very short clips for the channel point redemptions, and I've decided I'm gonna do like the longer ones, like the songs and like kind of longer monologues and stuff, as things like when you like cheer bits and stuff, they'll come up. I feel like maybe that's a fun compromise, because I realize the long ones are kind of disruptive if a lot of them come up all at once, and sometimes that's funny and sometimes it's like not. So this way it'll be maybe a little bit more balanced. Purchase a special cover book. Yes, I also did as well. I actually really like the regular edition, but I really like the shiny gold. So shiny. Yeah. Oh, greetings from the North Country, Plattsburgh, New York. Oh, there you go. Always up here for Christmas and praying I'll bump into him up here. Yes, it's very shiny. Very, very shiny. Hello from Nova Scotia. Oh my gosh. So many people from all over the world. It's very exciting. I love it. It's such a cool thing that I can sit here in my room and just chat with people from all over the world. I know that that's not like a new internet thing. Obviously that's been happening since the internet began, but it's still very cool, especially in real time. Did you get the dice too? I did indeed get the dice. I've got those, so maybe we'll give those a whirl today. That'll be nice. Also, for those of you, I think it was my last stream, for those of you who very generously donated to help me reach my donation goal of getting an Elgato prompter, I have ordered it. However, they're like out of stock everywhere. So I don't even have a estimated shipping date yet. It probably won't be till 2024. But I just wanted to share that with you in case you're like, what happened with that? So I've ordered it. I've paid for it. I just gotta wait for them to make some more. And I'm so excited for that day because then I can see the chat here when I'm looking at you and not have to look here for the chat and then here to see my camera preview because, I don't know, I gotta sort out my setup, everybody. It's a mess. It's a hot mess. Jedi Unicorn, thank you so much for the sub. One sleep away to PAX. Oh, Gamer Geek, I'm so jealous. Oh, I want to be at PAX so bad. Okay, speaking of PAX, this is actually a great segue. A delightful friend of the channel, Bob Worldbuilder, who, if you don't know who he is, he's a wonderful, wonderful D&D YouTuber and TTRPG YouTuber. Just such a, like, genuinely nice person. I haven't actually met him, so I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. He just gives off such genuinely lovely vibes, and his videos are very calming and very relatable and very practical. I don't actually watch many D&D YouTube channels, mainly just for time reasons. But his is one I certainly. It was, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know what it was, but it's sorted now. That's the main thing. Hopefully it'll stay that way for a bit. Oh gosh, I'm feeling very tired lately. I think, yeah, because my kid's been sick. He's not been sleeping very well. So just having a lot of broken sleep right now. And I don't know, I think just coming up to the end of the year, I got a video deadline tomorrow that I really need to get working on. I'm very excited for the sponsor that I'm working with, but I really need to stop taking on sponsorships because every time I do, I just feel like, oh gosh, it just feels like such a time crunch and such a rush. But yeah, I mean, I am excited about the sponsor.
For a reason. It's absolute fucking chaos.
Well, sorry, Ed, we didn't see it because it was on the wrong thing. But yeah, so anyway, I'm excited about the video as well. I'll tell you guys. You guys get a little sneak peek. It's gonna be the ultimate critter gift guide. So I've collated a bunch of critter fan artists and creators, and I'm kind of like highlighting their shops. So if you need any like Christmas shopping or just, you know, I don't know, you just want to treat yourself to some like sweet fan merch. Yeah, so it's going to be like a big collation of a bunch of critter fan artists and stuff like that. So it should be a nice, fun video. Good vibes. Let me see if I can fix this. Swear to God, what I need to do, I reckon, is just delete everything in my OBS and just start fresh because it's just like an absolute horror show back here. You guys do not want to see the amount of like files and random folders that I have in my in my OBS. It's disgusting, as my kid would say. Okay, there we go. Hey Lady Squire Gwen, how are you doing? Working late. I hope the rest of your work day goes well. All in on perps, nice. Got a couple more minutes to get your votes in. Oh, everyone on YouTube is all about purple as well. I love that. Sledding is fun on tiny little hills. Oh, now we get to lament how I've never seen snow in real life. Never been sledding, never been skiing, never made a snowman, never thrown a snowball. Never had to shovel snow. That seems like a good thing. Never had to feel super cold from snow. That also seems like a good thing. One day I will see the snow. All right, you've got 1 more minute or less than a minute to get your votes in. Man, YouTube is all in on purple. 83% of people voting for purple. They're going. YouTube is a purple believer. You're not missing much, says Nora. Yeah, I like to think it would be fun for a bit and then it wouldn't be fun anymore. I mean, it's kind of like anything. It's like people are like in Australia, like, oh, you know, stuff such nice, like warm, hot weather. But it's like, yeah, that is nice. But then when you get like a week in a row of 40 degrees Celsius and above in houses that are not built for heat, even though we live in Australia, that's not so fun, you know? You're in Maine, so you're pretty familiar with snow. Yeah. I can't, it's just like, it just seems like such a huge thing. I don't know, like, yeah, it just seems so disruptive. Fun to visit, not to live with. Yeah, I think that's probably a good vibe for like a lot of things, you know? All right, 70% of people on YouTube think it's going to be purple. Let's find out. Let's roll these dice. Are we ready? Okay. Which one should I roll first? Which one should I roll first? Whichever emote comes up in the chat. Ah! First is the one that gets rolled. I'm ready. Purple. Purple, says Joel. Okay, here we go. Alright, well. That's a hot 2. That's a hot 2. Wait, this is the camera. I'm sorry, I keep looking here because I'm so used to it. I have a new camera. It's a hot 2. Okay, well, you know, there's still a 5% chance of getting a nat 1 on green. It could happen. It could be a tie. Then we would have to roll again. It's your time. Oh, Little Box Hero, don't get too excited because you know, you never know. Here we go. Okay, well, it's not a great roll, but it is a 6. So the greens, it's your time. It is your time indeed. Well done. It really is great when I sing over the top of the music. Oh man, only 46% of people said green, so kudos to you. Yeah, and YouTube, you were wrong as well. You voted for purple as well. So which die was higher? I'll make sure I pick the right one this time because I'll never live that down.
Thank you.
That was good timing for that one. All right, green is higher. Saw it land on purple? What do you mean? Welcome back to the winner's circle, green. Look, sometimes it's nice to be back, you know? I feel like it's been a while since green's had its time. I actually don't remember. I completely forgot. Like, we were tracking them for a while, but I stopped tracking them. It's okay, purple. I still love you. Cool, 19k for you. You're almost at 100k. Oh my gosh, I feel like I need to come up with a special reward for people who hit 100k. What could it be? I don't know. You get to trigger like a 5-minute scene or something. I don't know. Oh, you thought you ended on 18? No. It's a 6. Sorry. It's definitely a 6. First time I did purple in a long time. No worries. Got a jet. Hey, no problem. Have a good rest of the day at work. Always vote for the underdog. Yeah. I feel like no matter which one you vote for, it's always the opposite. I mean, obviously that's not true because some people win, but that's been my experience. Oh, gosh. I lost so much fake coins. It's my birthday next week, so that is my gift. That's good. I hope you're going to be doing something nice for your birthday. All right. Well, with all of those things out of the way, I'm trying to think if there are any other, like, admin to take care of. I don't think so. Just that if you haven't seen, I am actually part of a live streamed D&D game. I sometimes get people ask me, you know, do you ever live stream your games? And I don't stream my own personal games, but I do sometimes play in some online. So I'm playing in a Strixhaven game. It's super fun and silly. That is on Sundays at 11 a.m. my time, which is like Saturday, I want to say like 4 p.m. Pacific-ish, like thereabouts. Yeah, like it's currently 12 o'clock now. So it's like an hour ago, whatever that time is for you, but on Saturday. Yeah, I think that's right. Anyway, Anyway, there are events in the Discord that show the actual time in your time zone. But yes, it's really fun. I'm playing an artificer who is super duper awkward. I love her. She's basically just my awkwardness distilled into a character. And it's been a lot of fun. So yeah, tune in for that is I guess what I'm saying. Oh, did you watch the Red Nose one shot? I did not. I haven't watched it yet. It's on my list of things to watch, but I'm catching up on many things to watch right now. So I haven't watched it yet. But was it good? I heard it was really fun. 4-ish West Coast US. There you go. Yeah. All right. So this will be where we kick off our official Candela discussion about the book. So yes, as you can see, I bought... Wait, why am I showing it there when I have a camera down here? Professional streamer. I bought the special edition book and I have read, as I said, about 50% of it. When you buy it through the Critical Role shop, you also do get a PDF. So that's been good. I've been reading that when I was supposed to be doing other things at my day job. Don't tell anybody. But yes, so we're going to have a little flip through it. So I guess just... if you don't want to see a flip through, then that's what we're doing today. And I'm also going to be talking about my first impressions. I've read about 50% of the book or so, and I've flipped a little bit through the last 50% just to kind of get a vibe of what's there. And we're going to discuss it and, I don't know, see what everybody thinks about it. So yes, it's... Well, firstly, I think the first thing I want to say that I love so much about this game is like the aesthetics. I think... I've really been surprised by how taken I've been with Candela. Like, I've kind of always thought it wasn't really my thing. And honestly, it wasn't really. But I think just, like, the storytelling and the drama and, like, the cool aesthetics have completely hooked me in. I'm not a horror girly. I'm not a scary girly. I get scared very easily. But if the story is good enough, then I will enjoy it. So, like, the Locked Tomb books, which I've raved about a million times, is my favorite book series of all time. And those are super gory, but because they're so good, I can get past the gore. Sometimes I have to like skim to get past it, but I can get past it. And I feel like it's kind of similar with this, especially with chapter 2 of Candela. I enjoyed chapter 1, but it didn't grab me that much, but chapter 2 really did grab me. I think I really resonated with Spencer's style of cinematic DMing. And also I think it's clear that the game is written for that kind of DMing. In fact, it's explicitly said in the book, like, to think about running your games in that way. So I think it really was a great showcase of the system. And it's just completely, it's completely consumed me, actually. I haven't been this excited about a new game, like, in quite a while. So that's kind of my general first impressions of Candela just as a whole. And I'm really curious to know, I wonder if there's anybody, I imagine as time goes on, as people are introducing this game to their friends, there'll be people who've played the game who haven't watched the show. But I feel like in the very beginning, pretty much everybody buying the book is probably going to have watched the show. Is that a correct assumption, or have you had a different experience? Let me know if that's the case. The costumes and set, so in love that they're doing all this visual and practical work. Yeah, I agree. It's like they really are taking it to the next level production wise, and I think that they are probably always going to stand by their like non-edited play format, which is good. You know, like personally I don't mind a bit of editing, but like that's kind of their thing. They've never edited their stuff, so I like the fact that, you know, if they're not going to be putting stuff into post-production in terms of editing, that they're ramping it up in pre-production and like sets and costumes and, you know, props and like visual effects. Like I think those things are all super fun and really, like, I mean, honestly, I would love to have a table like that. I would love to have like full-on fancy lights and, you know, music and fog and shit for my table. Like that's the dream. One day when I can afford a different house that has like a room for a gaming room, maybe I'll have a sick setup like that. But yeah, I started watching the show, made me want to run my own game, especially during chapter 2. Yeah. Did you see the Screen Rant interview with Abria and Liam? No, Hildy, I haven't watched it yet. Somebody did link it to me, but I haven't seen it yet, so I do want to really watch it. Yeah. Probably fair to assume that people who are buying the book haven't seen at least one Candela session. Yeah, I think that's probably true, Matt. I think, yeah, like I said, as time goes on, we might see that shift a little. I'm just going to move this camera so slightly. Because, yeah, my hips are getting a bit sore as I'm trying to... Hold on. There we go. Okay, so let's get into this book. And I think really the style of this book is just so on. It's really on brand. Like it just matches the vibe so perfectly. And I find it really an engaging book to read. I really struggle reading rule books because they read as rule books a lot of the time, and the mechanics are not the things that grab me. It's like the setting and the stories. And because this is kind of a mechanics light game, they can really lean a lot more, I think, on more narrative explanations of the rules. So yeah, it just has like scattered throughout the book, it has like little notes and things. Sorry, I know that this camera is not the best one. Hopefully it's okay. You can kind of see enough. Let me know, and if not, I can try and fix it a little bit. But yeah, so it sort of has like throughout the book little notes. It really reminds me a lot of like being a kid and getting like, I used to be obsessed with like ancient Egypt. So I would get like ancient Egypt books, you know, and they would have like, it was kind of like, you know, you were like an archaeologist, like reading all these field notes and stuff. Like I loved that stuff. Or I can't remember what the topic was, but I had a book that had like all these pockets that you would pull it out and there would be like little letters in there and like little secrets hidden in all the pages. Like that's kind of really what it reminds me of. And I love that. It's really, really fun. So these are, and I love the artwork too. It's very different from the normal like Critical Role style, I think. But yes, I love these are the different roles. And I love that they've done these kind of cards for them. It feels really fun. Even the little PDF they put out had so much lore. Yeah, the quick start. Yeah, it had so much great stuff in there. Reminds me of a dragon book that my mom had. Yeah, exactly. You know, those kinds of like, yeah, those books that were sort of felt like they were made to, I don't know, take you on a journey, like just be a little kid playing around again. Yeah, so I really love all the artwork too. I really love as well that they've done a lot of diverse artwork. So there's actually quite a number of pictures I've seen with characters using mobility devices, and seems to be like a lot of different races and cultures, and I just think that that's really cool. I love to see that represented more in the artwork. Yeah, so the first section of the book is really all about, well, the very first little bit is like a basic overview. It feels like the first part is kind of like the quick start guide, you know, sort of condensed so that when you read the first couple of pages, you really get a sense of what the game is. I really like that they've put here like touchstones. I find that super helpful, and I've started doing that for all of the games that I run, is like telling my players like these are the things that represent the vibe I'm going for. So it's like got books like the Night Circus and fairies, and comics like Hellboy, and films like The Prestige, stuff like that, you know. So it kind of gives the players something to sort of latch onto. They're like, oh, I can see what this is in my mind. I think that's a really helpful way, because, you know, we all do that. Now, this actually brings me to the one thing so far that I have found I'm actually pretty disappointed in the book, which is this section right here, safety tools. It is literally 2 paragraphs, and all it does is link to somebody else's safety toolkit, which is a great toolkit, by the way. It's fantastic. I really recommend it. The reason why this concerns me or bothers me is not everybody has to use safety tools, right? That's fine. And if you don't like using safety tools, please don't yell at me. I don't care if you use them at your table, right? But for people who like to use safety tools, like myself, or for people who want to learn more about them, it feels like an extra step to be like, go to this link. You know, what if this link breaks? What if for some reason this toolkit is no longer available? You're kind of sending them off into the ether. And I know you can just Google stuff, but I feel like just for a game that has really heavy horror elements, it has a lot of, you know, these are like regular people you're playing that are getting hurt, going through these scary experiences. And I just feel like they could have given a page to safety tools, even half a page. I don't know. It just, that's kind of my one gripe with it, is I kind of would have expected a little bit more of them to do that, to be honest. And I also think sometimes particular safety tools are good for particular kinds of games. And I think that would have been an interesting discussion to have. I feel like sometimes maybe, I don't know if this is true of Critical Role, but like, I think sometimes people writing these books or companies, I mean, I feel like it's a company thing, right? Don't want to put too much in about safety tools because they don't want to alienate people who don't like them or don't want to use them. But I just think that that's kind of a disservice to people who do want to use them. But yeah, anyway, let me catch up with what all of you are saying about this. There was heaps more in that PDF. Yeah, they do discuss, so I guess the good thing about it is that, like, they don't just go to this link and that's where you find out about safety tools and that's it. They do actually discuss throughout the book, you know, when a topic comes up, they'll talk about how to approach it sensitively. And they do acknowledge some kind of like problematic elements within the genre sort of throughout the book. So it's not kind of like a one and done situation where here's a link, that's it, we don't talk about safety ever again. They do bring it up throughout the book, which I think is a great way to do it. I guess I was just kind of expecting a little bit more. Yeah, makes me wonder if the safety document wasn't finished by publication. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Safety tools complaint feels like a thing that needs to be a Twitch highlight for easier spreading. Well, I mean, you can feel free to clip it if you want. I mean, yeah, I just think, that's probably like the only thing I've seen so far that I just feel like Critical Role is such a great company that could really take a good like forward approach on this stuff. And I was kind of really surprised that they didn't. I mean, maybe there's more later in the book that I haven't read. So like maybe that's the case. And if that is the case, then I stand corrected. But I just think, you know, yeah, this is it that I can see. And I feel like it should be at the front. Yeah. Not every set of safety tools may be applicable to every game or every group. Yeah. Just have a dislike of links or references in physical books. Yeah, I kind of agree what Jane says. I mean, I know that that's like the future of stuff now, like internet links. But you know what it feels like to me? It feels like when you buy an old paperback and there's like a paper in the back of it that you rip out and you fill in your order of what books you want and you post that off to the publisher and then they'll send you the stuff. I mean, obviously if you did that now, I don't think it would work. It would probably just get returned to sender. But it feels a little bit like that, like, because who knows what the future of the internet is going to look like in 50 years time, 100 years time. You know, what if someone is like, oh, I'm going to pull out some old books from the 2020s and, I can't access this link. I mean, I know that's such a ridiculous example, but yeah, it feels to me like it kind of, they could have included a page of safety tools and then had the link at the bottom for like, hey, if you want further information. But then it means that no matter who reads the book, like they're going to be able to access those tools. Anyway. That's kind of my one gripe. But yeah, honestly, I was just a bit surprised. But on the same page, I do like as well, underneath Touchstones, they've also referenced a bunch of games that they took inspiration from, which I think is really fun and like really, yeah, kind of might open people's peripherals a little to other tabletop RPGs. All right, continuing. So then the book kind of goes into how the game actually works, the mechanics of it, talking about drives and actions and gilded dice and whatnot. I find the layout of that to be pretty good. Honestly, I like that they give examples for every single thing. And what I really actually love, and I've seen this in a bunch of books before. Let me find it. Oh, just to harpen back to what I was saying. So the legacy of harm in horror. So this is what I was talking about. So they do discuss things like this throughout the book. And it sort of talks about how to approach things in a respectful, considerate way. So I do appreciate that. I think the safety tools are kind of built into the rest of the text, but yeah. Anyway, just to continue what I was saying. So where is it? It's like, it must be past making a character. How to play? Yeah. So we'll get back to the character creation in a second, but just talking about like the rules of the game. Is it here? Yeah, so they actually include a full example of play, which I've seen in a bunch of, or a few indie TTRPGs, which I find to be really helpful. It's kind of basically, if you don't want to watch an actual play, it's like writing out what would happen in an actual play, that you could just read through. And I like that it will like talk about specifically what dice rolls they got, and it will sort of give examples of how the GM might back and forth about something with the players or vice versa. I just think that's a really nifty way to do it, especially because if you're coming into a TTRPG for the first time, you've never played role-playing games before. You know, once you've played a few, I feel like you're like, oh, okay, cool, I get it. But like until you've done that, it can feel really daunting. It's like, I don't really understand how this works. And even if I've watched an actual play, sometimes it can be like, I don't quite get it. And I just think that this is a really nice way to kind of show people exactly how it would go down in the game. I'm gonna go watch some else. Yeah, no worries, Generation. Welcome, Dan. Hello. Maybe they think people talk about it because it's a horror game. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the methodology of making it easy to digest when the topic comes up through the varying areas the game explores allows a practical approach as opposed to generalized statements. I do agree, Fabled One. Yeah, I think personally, I guess I would like to see both of those things, especially because like the game talks about approaching things in like respectful ways and stuff, but it doesn't give like the practical tools for like X cards and things like that. That's just kind of something I would like to see. But yeah, I would like to have seen both. All right. So if we go back to where we were. So yeah, the first kind of chapter is just like a really good overview of how everything works. It's not every rule, but it's like most of the rules. So I believe that is probably pretty similar to the quick start guide. I can't quite remember. It's been quite a while since I've read that. And yeah, it gives you some like examples of different scars and things. If you need to use it, when you need to use those, because you absolutely will need to use those. All right, so then this next chapter is about making the character, and this section seems really cool to me. Like I've looked over before, I really like the cards for the different roles. It's just got about how to determine, you know, your drives and your action ratings, etc. And how to choose your abilities. These abilities I think are really fun. This does really remind me a lot of Blades in the Dark, which I've read part of. I haven't got to play it, but I like how they're all very flavorful and narrative, which I think is really fun. You know, sometimes they do just like add like a buff, like an extra die or whatever, but it sort of gives you the narrative hook about why you're getting that extra die, which I think is really fun. So we continue. Yeah, and then it gives you these like little character descriptions of other characters, you know, kind of showing how you would incorporate these things into like more of a narrative description of your character, which I really like. It's kind of, that's very like giving a good example. Okay, if we scroll on, keep going, if we scroll on. If we keep turning the pages. Okay, this next part is the part that I really enjoyed. Step 8, which is to form relationships. So this whole section is about getting those really close inter-party binds between you and your fellow players. And I think we did see that in chapter 1. They did have connections, but I think we saw that just to a much higher degree in chapter 2. Their stories were so interwoven and complex and fraught with all kinds of trauma and stuff. And so, yeah, this kind of gives you the method for doing that. So it'll basically tell you to pick like a kind of relationship that you have with a fellow player, and then it gives you a list of questions, and you pick one question. I think it's one question, or I suppose you can probably do however many you want, but pick a question to answer to kind of flesh out that relationship a little bit more. So say you have picked that you are enemies. You might say, you know, you were once allies. What tore you apart? Or you're in love with your enemy. What caused these feelings to develop, and why do you keep it a secret? I love that. They put that there specifically for the enemies to lovers shippers, i.e. me. Yeah, so we've got bully, champion, confidant, co-worker, mentor, lover. It's actually really fun to go back and think about the characters from previous chapters and try and sort of remember what their relationships are to each other. Old friend, sibling, stranger, soulmate. Yeah, I think that's a really fun. I love anything that really builds those inter-party connections really well, which is good. Yeah, the connection between characters in chapter 2 is amazing and so sad. I know. Is the stat system a point buy? I believe it's like kind of like a point buy. Yeah, so you have like a certain number of things that you can fill in, and you fill in those things. So everybody, and like it will depend on what you're playing, will depend on the things that you can fill in, if that makes sense. Love some inter-party relationships to kick things off. Hey, Monarchs Factory. Hey, Dale. How you going? Yes, it's so juicy. It's just like so much juice. I love it. I've talked about this before streaming, but I'm running a Court of Fae and Flowers inspired campaign right now, and so we did a lot of prep work, building up relationships between people, and also spreading a lot of rumors about the characters. And yeah, same fun. It's so fun when you can come into a game just like totally ready to go with those connections. Like, I think that it's something, there is really a fun thing about not knowing anything about the people or like the characters, and so like having to discover more about them. But I think I prefer it way more when you like know each other well. You've been bickering for a year. It's just like such a fun vibe. And that doesn't mean you can't have secrets. You absolutely can. But yeah, I prefer it when it's like just right in there. I still don't get the rules. I haven't been able to pick it up like I did with 5e. Yeah, I think I feel a bit similar. The thing is, I think I understand the rules generally, but the implementation of them sometimes is something I don't fully grasp, and I'm hoping, I haven't really got fully through the like running the game section, but I'm hoping it will go into a little bit more detail about, because it's like, when do you decide to cause harm? Like, when do you give a player a mark? Is it when they, is there a specific like mechanical thing, or is it just like a vibe check from the GM? I think it's probably a vibe check. So I think it's just kind of about feeling it out. Yeah, but I do agree. It was just funny because 5e is an infinitely more complicated game, I think. But I think maybe just we're so used to it. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway. But perhaps also because it's more narrative, we're not hearing those mechanical explanations as much. Yeah, because if you're like, oh, I get an extra die, but you explain the narrative reason for it, but like we don't really get that, oh, you're getting that from like a specific feature that you have, or what have you. Okay, so then after you've made your character, you then create your circle. So where you work out how you all came together, and where your circle is located, and you also work out your circle abilities, which again I think is a really fun thing. And what I actually really like the most about the circle stuff is on each character sheet you will have, I think it comes into play a little bit later. But on each individual character sheet, you have like an individual goal that you want to achieve, or not a goal, but like a thing that you want to do. So like for the weird one, I remember that was like Laura, it was like you have to act bizarre, and if you've done that, you've considered to like kind of advance your character. So if everybody has done things like that, your circle also gains a benefit. So if your circle like completes some criteria, the circle advances, but then the circle also advances if everyone's kind of honed into their own individual stuff, which I think is just like it's a really fun way to shine spotlight on people, but also bring it back to like a more central thing where you are all sharing resources. I think that's really fun. I'm actually I can't wait to learn more about Daggerheart, because I know that is kind of a similar, well, not a similar thing, but like you have only one person can take certain abilities, whereas in D&D, you might have multiple people with similar abilities or feats or class abilities or whatever. Anyway. Trying to explain the rules. I keep starting with, okay, so you've got circles, rectangles, and diamonds. That's great, Dale. Yeah, that sounds like it would be really helpful. So you're a rectangle, you're a diamond, together you form a circle. I love that. I know Spencer was the creator, but I felt he was really heavy-handed with the marks. Well, I actually think that is kind of built into how the game is supposed to be played, because it does say, I think in the like running the game section, I remember I read this yesterday, to like not be shy from handing out marks, because the players are protected by the scar mechanic. So your character will die if they gain 4 scars, but yeah, if they get a scar during a scene, they just drop unconscious and they're out of the scene. They're not gonna die like straight away. So you can kind of amp it up. And I think I think Spencer was very heavy-handed with like the marks towards the end, especially because like we had some real moments of like, oh, these characters may actually die in this episode. But I think it also works for the genre. I guess my question is, I'm curious to know, like, to see what this book says about running like a long-term campaign, because I get like a bit concerned that maybe if you're running, you know, you're always running assignments. Like the structure of the game is that you do an assignment in your session and then you have your downtime and you might roleplay that a little bit. Then you have your assignment and you're kind of like going on and on and on. I'm a bit worried about like, how do you put that into a coherent campaign that doesn't get too like repetitive? I guess that's no different from any other campaign. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm expressing myself very well, but I guess I'm worried that the formulaic method of running games, like always doing your assignment and then always doing your downtime, like maybe that would get a little, I don't know, a little stale. Dale says, we found out if the GM wasn't handing out marks, it was way too easy on us. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I really want to get to play it. Yeah, I gotta run it sometime. I'm currently playing a Call of Cthulhu game, so I feel like I can't really be like to the same game group. Hey guys, do you want to play some Candela? Like, I know my husband's running Call of Cthulhu, but like, ditch that bozo, come play some Candela with me. I mean, he would obviously be invited as well, but I don't know. It feels like a different thing. I think Candela is made for long-term campaigns. I mean, I don't know though, because it does specifically say it is made for longer term. Well, no, okay, that's not true, because Illuminated Worlds, which the system is built on, is made for short-term campaigns. I guess it depends what do you classify as a long-term campaign, what do you classify as a short-term campaign. Like, I guess for Critical Role, a long-term campaign is 4 years. Whereas a short-term campaign might be like 1 year, in which case, that's fine, you know. Yeah. But I remember reading something, it was like, this game is not really built for one-shots, it's kind of built to be having like multiple assignments. Keys to dish it out, but not so quickly they're dead before everyone is having fun. Yeah. It's meant to be a brutal game, isn't it? Yeah. Well, a 5 is a mixed success, Miyota, if I recall correctly. So it makes sense that there would be marks on 5s. After having played a bit of Cthulhu, I'm looking forward to playing Candela. Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying Cthulhu simply because I'm playing it with my friends and stuff, but I do find, I think I'm going to prefer this system because I like that it has a much more narrative focus. Like the sheet for Cthulhu that has like 50 billion skills on, and I don't have training in any of them. Like, it just feels a bit overwhelming, and I do like the mechanic of rolling the D100 and trying to like roll low. That's really fun. It's fun to like look for low numbers for a change. I don't know. I haven't played enough Cthulhu, I think, to really have a full opinion on it. I've only played about 3 or 4 sessions. Yeah. I think 3 to 5 episodes for Candela is okay in my opinion. Yeah, I think less than 8 sessions is short. Okay. Yeah, I think it just depends on like what your normal kind of game situation is like. Yeah. What time is it actually? I might need to take a quick little break. Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick little break and then we're gonna continue. Yeah, sorry, my kid is home today, so I gotta go check on him, make sure he's all right. So we're gonna take a short little break, be back in about, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes. Feel free to grab a drink and stretch your legs and all that good stuff, and we will continue. See you soon. If I can find where my stream deck is. It's here. I left the double music on again, didn't I? Yes, I did. I'm so sorry. I always forget. My bad. I'm so sorry. Zakari, thank you so much for the follow as well. Welcome in. Delightful. It's a feature, not a bug. Oh man, I don't know about that. Oh, hold on a second. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. Sick child. Lots of interruptions. Oh, right. I'm actually hopefully back now. Can't wait for a Bria to run the next circle. Yes, I'm excited too. I didn't pay enough attention to marks to know if they were higher on higher stakes rolls or not. Yes. Okay, I think that somebody mentioned that before. Is that it is really important to define the stakes. The book talks about like GMing. So how to play. I think this is more like not necessarily the GM stuff. I think this is about where I got up to. Oh, this is more about the setting. I will find it. They've got a lot of setting info, which is really fun. I haven't read through all of that. I actually did do a really fun little video breakdown of the setting lore on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. It doesn't have everything in it because that was based off the quick start guide, so I should probably do an updated one now that we've got like heaps more information. Where is it? Is it here, running the game? Right, running the game. Yeah, so I really enjoy the way the book kind of teaches you how to GM and gives you some really solid like anchors to hold on to be like, these are the most important things to focus on, which I think is really good because I think a big critique of D&D and like the Dungeon Master's Guide is that it doesn't necessarily teach you how to DM that well. You know, I think it's kind of debatable. But I certainly think this is a really great approach to it. So it gives you these like list of principles, like things to kind of try and abide by while you're running a game. So make the world grounded, dangerous, and terrifying. Paint the world in darkness and in light. Think like a director. Say yes unless you must say no. Listen and incorporate. Only call for a roll if the consequences are interesting. Drive the story forward. Cut to the action. Always make a move when the fiction demands it. So it talks about GMs impacting the story as making a move, and it actually defines these moves, which I thought was a fun way to kind of think about it. Like that, you know, making moves, so anytime the fiction demands, but especially when the players roll a mixed success or a miss, you have the opportunity to make a GM move. This is your chance to advance the narrative in exciting and dangerous ways. When making a move, consider the following options and act in the manner that best aligns with the narrative your table is weaving. So indicate what's coming, ask them to choose, show them the danger. No, wait, is it? Where was it? Oh, maybe it's in the, like, overview section. Wait, let me look at the contents. Oh, so I think it's here, 73. Hold for turn paging. Turn paging, page turning. Okay, here we go. So I like that when they kind of discuss all these different factions, they put this specifically this little section which is called style. So the style of Candela Obscura is libraries full of ancient and esoteric literature, working by candlelight, formal attire, strange artifacts in glass cases, secret entrances, hidden passageways. And then for the eons, it's laboratories with beakers and brass, industrial spaces, upscale businesses, dense files, hastily scrolled notes, dangerous experimentation, alchemical symbology, electricity. Like, I really actually love that way of just kind of communicating the vibe of a group, like just with a few key words. It's kind of fun, and it is very like evocative of imagery and such, which I really enjoy. I actually don't have a very good like visual imagination, so those kinds of things really help me tap into something in particular, because I can think of like a picture from a book or a scene from a movie. Like, that kind of helps me visually imagine stuff a little bit better, so I really enjoy that. Want to watch Serious Sam so much. I know, I'm excited. It's gonna be good. Hello, the One True Uncle. Welcome in. Reading through the history section of the book felt like I was back in history class. Yeah, it's really, it is really in depth is what I'm looking for. Yeah. Also, something that's very cool that I have not looked into at all, but there's actually like a secret code, a cipher in the book that you can translate. There's like the code is given somewhere. I don't know. I haven't really explored that part of it yet. But you can like translate all these like little bits of old Farron. Oh, here we go. I think this might be it. That it gives you like the translations, and then that means you can go through the book and you can translate all the other little bits. That just seems so fun to me, and I love that shit. Like, I'm not great at that kind of stuff, but I love it. I love that it's included. It's very fun. Yeah, Sky, that's what I was just talking about. Yeah, I haven't looked at the coded messages yet. I've still got to do that. But yeah, I think that's just a really cool and it just like, it's very exciting. Hey, Roll with Russ, welcome. Oh, and we haven't really looked at these dice yet. I haven't even opened these yet. So let's have a look at these. Ooh. Oh, they're like in a velour plastic. It's got like velour on the front. I quite like the dice. I will say I was a bit, I would have liked that, get them out. So it's 9, a set of 9, because you can only roll up to 6 at any given time. But then these ones are the gilded ones. And I kind of wish, this camera's not picking up the colors super great, but it's kind of more of like a brown, like a taupe. Is that the right word? I don't know. I kind of wish the gilded dice were gold. Gilded to me says gold. I wish that they were like a bit shinier. That's my only other gripe about the dice. It's a very small gripe. Yeah, I guess they're kind of like a bronzy. I don't know. They're just sort of like a, yeah. I mean, there's just this color doesn't really say gilded to me. But, you know, that's just my own personal preference. I think these ones are really pretty, the green, that they have more of that kind of bronzy, goldish hue. I think that this is the same. Oh, no, these ones, the color is definitely more gold in the coloring of this. Hoping Liam is back when I see Aram's reaction to Ashton. Oh, that's okay. It's actually not Critical Role today. It's Candela Obscura, episode 1, chapter 3. So I'm sorry if you were hoping for Bell's Hells. Kind of seems like copper. Yeah. Anyway, they are really pretty. Yeah, it's fun. It is fun rolling big dice pools. Like, that's something I do enjoy about D6 games. It's very fun. You don't like the colors? Yeah, I like the green. I don't necessarily love this one, these gilded ones, but I wish they were gold, and then it would match. It would match the book so well. It'd be really cool. If it was inverted of the normal dice, that'd be really sick. I think that's kind of what it's going for, because the gilded dice do have the green, and these ones have the more golding, but it's like not quite the same color. Like, it's surprised that this dice is not the same color as this here. My reason for playing a rogue, yeah. Yeah, end of the month, yeah. Gonna have to wait and see if they release a metal set. Yeah, I feel like a metal set would be a good fit. I do enjoy the new shows that Critical Role is doing, but it's made me miss the main canon episodes. Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind it though. I don't mind the little break. I was actually talking with a friend the other day. I'm so curious to know how much longer of Bell's Hells we've got, because, excuse me, we are only up to like episode 80 or whatever, and a lot of them have gone 100 and, well, there's only 2 of them. Both of them have gone like 110 plus. But also because we're missing so many more sessions, like it's a lot longer. So I'm worried if they're going to end the campaign a bit shorter than usual. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I don't know. Okay, hold on. YouTube. Someone said there was something posted on Twitter. Is that just like the same kind of trailer? Or is it something new? Oh, I guess I'll have a look after we watch this. Candela Obscura. Oh look, it's me. I'm in that list of people. My stream came up. Okay. Now I have to add this in. Sorry, I'm just trying to get it. I should have set this up earlier. I always forget that we normally do this. This one. Why is it so big? Just talk amongst yourselves, chat. Alright, almost finished. Why is it so difficult? Why? Right. I think that's sorted. Okay. Turn this music off. Oh. Wait, was that not? Yeah, no, that was playing before. I think I just started again. Okay. Let me get out of studio mode and we go browser. Right. There we go. Now you can hear me. Sorry. Everything's broken. Okay, hopefully you can hear everything else now. Okay. So I'm going to turn this audio up. And this audio is up. All right. Now we can begin. Let's go.
You might as well come in. I know you're there. You reek of my favorite flavors.
The gods of the sea are fair. Who am I to question a god?
All right, Professor. Let's see it done. This circle is not broken, but it is most certainly bent.
I know you want this to be more than just one of your regular missions, but I've stopped trying.
Not again. You don't get to do this to me again. Not without me being here too. So you can come out, but you're going to play nice.
It is not an easy burden that Candela bears. We have carried it for centuries. Tide and bone, keepers of the light.
Spooky. All right, let's pause right there so we can look at these outfits. There's a YouTube of 2 of the plays that don't give anything away. Yeah. Yeah, so it looks very cool. I will say everyone's like, "Ooh, I'm so excited." Like, "Oh, Liam." I just find the voice really amusing and I don't know why, and I'm sure I'll get over it really quick once we get into the like really serious, sad business of Candela, but it just kind of makes me giggle. But I love that this seems to be more of like a well, obviously Tide and Bone, that makes sense. It's going to be more of like the ocean stuff, but like I'm kind of really fascinated by the vast chasm situation. Like I don't quite fully understand how it works. So like the sea washed over Old Fair and destroyed it and then like receded, and now there's like this giant chasm where the sea used to be. Anyway, so I'm excited to see like more of the sea culture in New Fair, because I thought it would be really fun when I was thinking about what kind of Candela adventure would I want to run, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe like some sirens, situation. I think that would be really cool. Yeah, so we've got like Noshir, who is like looks like is wearing like it looks straight up like a captain's jacket to me, a captain's coat. It feels like a naval captain, a pirate captain. I don't know. It could just be like a fancy boy, but that's kind of what that feels like. I feel like Ashley could kind of go. Maybe Ashley's more of like a journalist vibe. I don't know. I love Gina's outfit so much. Like, so gorgeous. Abria is looking so cool. Liam is a professor. I think that's pretty clear. Sam looks like a criminal. That also looks pretty clear. I think it's just the others that maybe it's a little unsure. The coat Nashir is wearing is a goddamn fit. I agree. Okay, Ollie guesses that Gina is a magician. Nashir is the muscle or explorer. Or the explorer. Sam is a criminal. Ashley is a medium. And Liam is a professor. Yeah. Oh, like an admiral. Yeah, that's kind of the word I'm going for. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea Candela game. You know what I was thinking about actually as well? I was thinking, this is just maybe my Locked Tomb brain rot, but I feel like Candela Obscura would be a great system to run a Locked Tomb game in, because I feel like so many of the roles would really suit like necromancers and cavaliers, and not everything is a 1-to-1 by any stretch, but also because like there are elements of our world in the Locked Tomb, just like there are elements of our world in this. I don't know. I just feel like it would be a really fun setting to play the Locked Tomb in. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I just have Locked Tomb brain rot and I just really want to play a Locked Tomb TTRPG one day. I hope it's going to be one of those ones that gets like a TTRPG at some point. I feel like the fandom is there for it. I feel like the people who like the Locked Tomb also like TTRPGs. I might just be wrong, but that's what I'm hoping in my heart as I stare deeply into your soul. Just started reading Gideon the Night. Oh my god, Starship. I am not okay about these books. I'm not okay about them. You are in for the ride of your life, and I hope you enjoy it. I wish I could go back and read it again for the first time. But yeah, I'm extremely unhinged about the Locked Tomb. The Talisman case note vid is up to. Okay, cool. Awesome. We'll have a look at that. One of them has to be explorer or detective. Yes, I agree. Yeah, I hope that we will see some different roles that we haven't seen. Yeah, anyway, the Locked Tomb. Oh, God. I'm thinking about, so I normally do I've just started doing the last couple of months, a bonus video on my Patreon each month. And I think this month I might do a video about here are the other things that I'm unhinged about. That's not Critical Role. That's not a great title. But like talking about the other things that I am extremely obsessed with, but it's not Critical Role. Like all my online stuff is pretty much Critical Role. There are other things that I am this unhinged about. Yeah, so I'm thinking about making a video about those. Immediately attached to Gideon. Oh, Starship, I know. She's the best. Okay, pre-show is live. All right, well, let's have a quick little look at this Taliesin bib bob situation. I don't know what a bib bob is. You can just trust me on that one. And then we'll finish up. And then I also have to film a video today, so I gotta get going.
Nothing happens for a reason. It's absolute fucking chaos.
So good. I love that quote so much. Okay, where is it? Oh, is this it? Okay, here we go. Yeah. I found it. Alright, let me... Okay. Sorry, it's not aligned very well, but it'll have to do. There we go. Alright, let us watch this.
The children of Hale safe from their curiosity.
Oh,
Nursery.
I missed a bit.
What keeps the children of Hale safe from their curiosity? Nursery rhymes serve as cautionary tales to explain Candela Obscura's earliest adversaries. So when a creature of legend returns to the hollowed labyrinth of Greyslate, a new and unusual circle of investigators is formed, tasked to face an unholy corruption. As the unsuspecting New Farrens bear witness to this macabre phenomena, each investigator must steel their mind, perhaps even from themselves. The Circle of Tide and Bone, assignment number 3158, The Antiquarian.
The Antiquarian? Huh. Interesting. Very cool. Haven't watched this one yet? Yeah, I hadn't seen that one yet either. Very cool. Okay, so it's going to be involved the Grey Slate, which we have seen a little bit of in chapter 2. Interesting. Yeah, I'm excited to see. Because also the book talks about how each circle is very, like, representative or indicative of the region that they're from. And so that's why I'm, like, kind of excited to see. Like, so far we've had circles all based within the city. It'd be cool to see others based out elsewhere, but... An antique aquarian, yeah. It feels like there's going to definitely be some underwater horror shit, for sure. Which will be really fun. It's an assignment with a title. Yeah. Well, that's probably a good spot for me to finish off. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today. I hope you've had a good time. This kind of very casual Candela chat. I'm extremely excited to see this new chapter play out. I think it's just so wonderful that we have this opportunity to see so many GMs running in this setting, and I hope that they're going to continue that moving forward. I just think it's awesome and really, really cool. Do I have anything to plug? I'm streaming this weekend doing my Strixhaven game. As I said, that is going to be 11 a.m. Australian Central on Sunday, which I think is around it's like late afternoon Pacific on Saturday. I am hopefully going to be streaming next week my usual days, which is Sunday and Tuesday, but it just depends on a lot of things. So I will update the Discord. I'm sorry that I've been a little bit all over the place with streaming, but yeah, it's just the way it is. Also, I want to go through it because I didn't get to show them, but I bought the art books, the Vox Machina art books, because I didn't have them yet, so I haven't even looked at those yet, so maybe we can have a look at those on stream as well. But yeah, that's it, everybody. If you're not following, make sure you're following, and if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed, and if you're not drinking water, drink some water. I guess that's it. Bye. Oh, I totally forgot to say, for anyone who's new, we do have a watch party in the Discord every week if you want to join in and watch Candela along with other critters. I will put the links in the chat. My bad. Okay, now I'm going. Bye. No, wait, it didn't work. It didn't work.